Hey, good morning. It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha. Thank all of you for stopping in and dining in with me, your girl, at Cafe de Paris. What's good, everyone? For all of y'all who didn't catch me yesterday, I did a quick little live chat, basically pertaining to how black women really be doing other black women in as far as friendship. It just was something that kind of hit close to home because I have had my share of very toxic friendships, with females who I thought meant well to me, and as time went on, people reveal their true colors, and I have learned over the years to be more wise, and I have learned to have more discernment when it comes to friendship. And I've also learned that whatever your intuition tells you about a person, 9 times out of 10 your intuition will never lead you wrong. So if you didn't get a chance to check my little live chat out, you're welcome to do that. It's already been uploaded. It did kind of cut off in the middle of me doing my chat because of course I was out and about. The signal dropped, honey. Y'all know these technology is just as reliable as some of y'all baby daddies out here, honey. It's nothing you can depend on wholeheartedly. All right, but on that note, I thought it was very imperative that I do a topic tonight for all of the ladies, okay? And you guys out there, y'all welcome to join right on in, because I know a lot of you guys are going to feel me on this topic too, but I'm predominantly doing this message for the ladies, and it's basically why your husband's ex-wife hates you. Okay, now let's keep it real, y'all. 9 times out of 10, for all of us who are on the dating scene, or all of us who have dated before getting married, it is very hard to find someone who has no baggage. Okay, baggage meaning it's going to be hard to find someone out there who doesn't have children. It's going to be hard to find someone out there who doesn't have a baby mama, who doesn't have a baby daddy, who doesn't have an ex-husband or an ex-wife. Okay, it's hard. It's almost like hitting a damn scratching off 1 mil on a damn scratch off card. The odds are so slim with finding someone who does not have baggage. And if you are blessed and you're fortunate enough to meet someone who does not have any children, who's never been married, y'all can build y'all legacy together. There's no extramarital issues that y'all have to bring on board, then consider it a blessing, honey, because everybody is not that lucky. Okay, and I can tell y'all from personal experience, honey, 9 times out of 10, when you decide to get involved with someone who has had past baggage, guess what? That baggage becomes yours. Yes, it does. And especially when it comes to being a woman. Now keep in mind, just like you fellas out there, a lot of y'all shun from women who got baggage, who got too many children, or who's been married 2-3 times. Believe it or not, there's some women out there that's just as picky as you guys, because honey, I was one of them. I did not want a man who had children. Okay, I was not feeling you. You could have been fine, gorgeous, 6'9", great in bed and all of that, but if you had one child, honey, I would run from you real quick. Okay, I was just allergic to men who had children. Okay, I would break out of hives when a man came around me with children. That's how adamant I was about not dealing with a man who had children, because I understand the drama and the dynamics that come along with it. Okay, and unless you're very mature and you're very strong to be able to stand up in such a adult situation, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get aggravated, because it's a lot that comes with it. Okay, but on the other hand, as you get older, and when you're young, you have all these fantasies of what life is supposed to be like, and you already have in your mind, you've already built a perception of what you think you should have. Well, as your ass gets older in life, you realize things do not always go according to plan. I ended up actually falling in love with a man who had children from a previous marriage. Okay, he had 2 daughters from a previous marriage, and ironically, all the guys that I dated who did not have children, we did not click. We did not mentally, emotionally click. There was no connection. And so happened, with my husband Charles, even though he had these children, and I promise you, did not want to fall in love with him. I was trying my hardest. I'm like, he got kids, he got an ex-wife, but honey, he won me over, okay? He swept me off my feet in so many ways. So I'm like, I ended up just changing my whole perception, just things as you get older, you look at things different, and your fantasy does not always line up, go in alignment with your reality. It is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? When you a young man, you probably told yourself, I'm never going to get married, I don't want any children, and you probably been married 3-4 times now, and then got 4-5 kids out of every marriage. You know what I'm saying? So never say what the hell you're not going to do, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to end up doing it. So we're going to go into this topic as to why your husband's ex-wives hate you, because I know it's a lot of women out there who are catching this heat right now, and I'm sure a lot of you men are caught in between the middle, because you have to deal with your ex-wife, especially if y'all have children together, and then you have your current wife who you have to make comfortable, who you have to make feel secure. So I think this message is going to benefit both. Okay, all right, so we're going to move right along. Now keep in mind, I did kind of do my research a little bit. I did get this information from Pop Sugar, 11 brutal reasons your husband ex-wife hates you. And this person pretty much, the blogger of this site, pretty much broke down all of the elements, which is something I normally do, but I'm going to break down the breakdown of the elements. You feel me? I'm just going to do some surgery. We're going to dissect all of these elements, okay? I'm going to break them all down as to why your husband ex-wife hates you, okay? Starting with number 1. She doesn't hate you. She hates what you represent. The failure of her marriage, the breakup of her family, the woman her ex-husband became a better man for. The fear that she might have ruined her child's life by not being able to make her marriage work. Yes, hunty. There's a lot of bitter-ass ex-wives out there, honey, because when they see you, keep in mind, like the article says, she sees the failure of her marriage. You are a reminder as to why they're not together. And I'm not saying it was maybe an Alicia Keys or Swiss Beats type of situation that she's been on the sideline the whole time, and you decide to divorce your wife and link up with her. Even if you came in the picture after they've been separated for months and years at a time, you are a representation of what she realizes she no longer has, okay? Whenever his ex-wife comes into contact with you, whether if it's in the process of dropping the kids off, or you and your husband in the grocery store getting some dinner to prepare for the night, when you get home with each other, when she sees you, it symbolizes failure, that what we had together, it didn't work out. And now he's doing better. Now he's in a better place. So in her mind, she thinks that, especially if she does not know, if you're one of those women that's kind of discreet, and I advise you to be that way, and you're not so open with your problems and what you're going through, because let's face it, all relationships, all marriages have their problems, okay? So she's going to always assume that y'all are in a better place, okay? Not only that, in a lot of cases, some men do become better men. Okay, and what a lot of women are not understanding, a lot of women get bitter about it, like, okay, when you was with me, I couldn't even get your ass to cut the grass, but now you with this broad, you done sat up there and brought her a $100,000 house, when you wouldn't even move us out of our 2-bedroom mobile home. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to step your game up. Now you want to be a better man. But what the ex isn't understanding is, a lot of times certain people bring out the best in you, and certain people bring out the worst in you. Now, if you decided to settle when he was with you, you didn't push him, you didn't motivate him. Now there's a difference between bitching and complaining, like, why we live in this mobile home? Why we can't live in a big old house like my sister live in a house? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you actually putting in work, and you actually encouraging them. Like, you putting money in the bank saying, look, this is how much money I saved up, because I really want us to get a house. Are you saying, babe, we get kids now, we getting older, I think it's best that me and you, we want to be comfortable in the future. actually get invest into a nicer house. It's a way to motivate somebody without riding them, you know what I'm saying, and interrogating them like they on an episode of 48 Hours, you know what I'm saying? So who's to say this current woman didn't do all of that? You know, who's to say she didn't already come with receipts? She already had money. So whatever little bit he put with hers, they was able to go afford and get this big old house. You over here hating and wondering why he couldn't do that with you. You don't know what type of credentials she already had that gave him that extra boost, that gave him that extra motivation to invest in her more than what he did with you. Because let's keep it real, y'all. You could be with somebody 20, 30 years and not really gain much of anything, not establish much of anything, if anything, nothing in some cases. Now you could be with somebody for only 2 years and have accomplished 20 times more with that person in 2 years than you did with the person you was within 20 years. It has nothing to do with the situation. It has everything to do with the person's well-being, that person's level of determination. Some people that you meet in life really don't want nothing, and they don't realize how much they really wanted something till they see you go get it with someone else. You feel me? So again, you have some ex-wives that are hating you as the new wife, or hating your new wife, you as a husband hating your new wife for the simple fact she hates what the woman you with represent. The woman you with represents failure. That's a reminder to her that what she had with you, she missed out. She lost out on that. Okay. Now, the second reason your husband's ex-wife hates you, she's afraid her kids will love you more than her child. Yes, it is so many women out there that are so threatened and intimidated that the next woman that comes in her child's father's life is going to step up and be the better woman. And what these women are not understanding is nothing to be threatened by. It's a blessing, especially if that woman is making good money. Honey, please be a stepmama to my child. If you got money, you can buy my stepchild clothes, shoes, pay for their private school. If you can do more for her than I could afford to do, I'm not intimidated by that, because guess what? A real mother doesn't have to be threatened by what another woman could do for her child. When you know you are a good mom and a bomb ass mother, it does not matter how much another woman buys your kids or how much time she spends for with your children. You don't have to be threatened. Okay, it's only women who know they're not being mothers, who are now holding down the fort, who are quick to get intimidated and threatened by what the next woman can do for their children. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that a lot of children miss out on a blessing because the ex-wife is so bitter. She's not understanding that this new woman can be an asset to her child. Okay, she could actually be a blessing. And not only that, what they're not understanding is your child does not stay a child forever. Your child will eventually have a child. Okay, so not only this woman can be an asset to your child, she can be an asset to your grandchild. But a lot of females who are on this hood rat mentality, a lot of them, they can't think that far ahead. They really can't register that they don't have that type of comprehension or mentality to really look past the moment, you know what I'm saying, and realize that your kids could be benefited. But a lot of these bitter broads, they block their child's blessings because they're too busy worrying about the woman versus focusing on the fact, how can my child benefit from this woman? Like my stepmother made a lot of bread, made a lot of money. She made money that my mama didn't make, you know what I'm saying? And my mom, she wasn't threatened by that. She wasn't intimidated by that, because me and my mom, we had a bond. We was very close. She didn't have the money my stepmom had, but we still had a very tight ass bond. And as a child, I was blessed on both ends. I had a mama that I was tight with and a stepmother that did everything for me. So I got the best of both worlds. And guess what? So did my daughter. My daughter has two awesome, wonderful grandmothers. Well, just those two that I mentioned. She actually has four grandmothers altogether. But anyway, that's a long story. So just know that You don't want to jeopardize how your children could be blessed by being so hateful and mean spirited. If you know you are handling your business, you don't have to be threatened by the new woman that comes along into your child's father's life. It's as simple as that. Now, the other reason the husband's ex-wife hates you is because she perceives you as overstepping boundaries. This could include you showing up at a parent-teacher conference, forcing the kids to call you mom, which I don't know why people would do that, but anyway, disciplining the kids, calling the children mine, posting pictures of the kids on your Facebook page. That's something a lot of these petty patties would do. Trying to co-parent with her by responding to messages sent to your husband. Now, this could be a sticky situation, okay? And this where the man has to be the mediator. He has to level it out and make sure that neither one are overstepping their boundaries, okay? The problem is, in a lot of situations like this, a lot of people do not know their position. They do not know how to stay in a goddamn lane. Y'all, I just brought me a froth machine from Amazon because Starbucks was killing my pockets. I bought me a froth machine. It is so awesome. It actually just like when you go to Starbucks and it steams the milk and it gives it that extra froth so you can have that latte. Honey, it was only like $34. Now I get to save me some money from Starbucks and make my own latte at home. It is the bomb. If y'all want that information, matter of fact, I'll probably leave it in a link. But it is so awesome. It's just one of those little milk frothers, and you just plug it in, and it froths the milk for you. Oh, I am basically a gadget fanatic. I'm always buying stuff that my ass can't afford. But anyway, let me get back to this. Basically, for one, you have to realize if the ex-wife is intimidated by you, she's going to always feel like you're stepping your boundaries anyway, even when you're just trying to mean well. Okay, you don't even have to maliciously do anything because she's automatically threatened by you. She's going to feel some type of way regardless. You feel me? It is what it is. Basically, like I said, this is one of those situations where this is what a husband kind of has to take charge. You know what I'm saying? If you know the kids are going to have like a birthday party or whatever the case is. Now, you fellas, because I know some of y'all are simple as hell, and men, I love y'all, but y'all do some dumbass stuff sometimes because y'all don't read in between the lines. And I understand it's hard to dissect when it comes to women because we very extra and we be doing the most. But for example, if your child has a birthday party, please do not let your ex-wife do all the planning for the child's birthday party, especially if the biological mother is involved, and our biological mother, you know she's extra, you know she's bitchy. Do not allow the wife, your current wife, to have too much of a say-so, because Petty Patty, you do that, she's going to find every reason to try to jeopardize or ruin something that could be so good and so positive for the child. She'll ruin that based on the strength that she's feel like you're not including her and you're letting the current wife run every damn thing. To avoid that, what you do is you call her, hey, Jane, that's your current wife name. Jane wants to go ahead and throw a party for Kiki, blah, blah, blah. You got a problem with that? Well, I think I need to be included, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, what would you like to do? Well, allow her to have some leverage. But if you see, even when you're giving her the privilege to be involved and she's just bitching, like, for example, if you're saying a birthday party, well, Jane already ordered a cake. Well, she wants to get a vanilla cake. Well, Kiki don't like vanilla cake. She like red velvet. And why y'all going over there and getting cake? I don't like their cakes. Why you can't go over there? When you see she being extra, even when you and your current wife are trying to give her the benefit of a doubt, don't even include her ass. Have a separate function for your child and say, look, me and my wife, we're going to do a little separate function, but you're more than welcome, to have your own little thing. I just think it's best. I'm just letting you know so you don't be in your feelings. I just think it's best we have our separate function. That way, manipulate the situation. That way Kiki is getting the best of both worlds. She gets to have two parties. You know what I'm saying? That way, if the petty heifer wants to outshine you, she can outshine you on her own separate grounds. You ain't got to worry about her coming there, putting on the scene, acting extra, because I'm telling y'all from personal experience. I've gone through that. If you haven't seen the video before, I went through a moment to where I was planning something for one of my stepdaughters who was actually going into the military. And being that me and the ex-wife do not communicate because she's very petty, I call her Petty Betty. She's very petty, and she hates the fact that even when I have good intentions, just the fact that I'm even involved, just the fact that my ass even exists, she wants me to disappear off of this planet. She does not want me to have a say-so. She does not want me to get involved had it been left up to her. But we went ahead and we made it happen, but she tried her darndest to make things complicated. We had it set to where it was going to be a buffet and everybody had to pay their own way. I told everybody this months in advance. And she got mad about that. Like, why everybody got to pay for their own food? Oh, you can't fit the bill and all this and that. And my husband, he went ahead and paid for everybody. He just went ahead and swallowed the whole bill. Paid for all 30, 40 people. You know what I'm saying? She did not contribute one penny. And in the back of her mind, some of these ex-wives, guys, they still feel entitlement. They still feel like you owe them something, especially if the marriage did not work out. They still have this sense of entitlement. They still have this sense of being that they have been with you. That part mentally, they don't know how to separate that. They don't know how to separate because there's still that emotional connection. Not for you, but it is for them. They remember this was the same man. I used to be in my bed every night. This was the same man that would take me out, who walked around proud with me, and now he's with this new broad, and he's so acting like she's the best thing that ever happened to him. Like what we had wasn't nothing. When a woman is still having feelings for you, and she's still connected to you, even if you are done with her, and even though you don't show her no signs that there's ever a chance and y'all ever reconnecting again, for some strange reason, I don't know what it is, and I have some women who's probably not going to be honest enough to say this, but you have some women who still feel like they may stand a chance, whether if it's 30, 40 years from now. Don't ask me why. I guess denial is still a drug that some people still get high off of. I don't know. But basically, I'm digressing. Just as the man, if you know because you've been with your ex-wife, she petty, she nasty, she bitchy. Don't put your new wife in the crossfire, because sometimes you men, y'all get lazy, and men, y'all coward from confrontation, especially when it comes to women being drama. And I get it, men, y'all don't like drama, and I can respect that. But at the same time, don't leave your wife in a drive-by knowing how your ex-wife is. This is who you marry. You're gonna have to deal with it. It's not fair for your for your current wife to have to endure all the drama from your ex-wife or whatever. You need to handle that. So just make sure you keep things leveled out, so that way that keeps the drama to a minimum. Just make sure that you ex-wife, you new wives, if you can, just try to. Sometimes you got to be the third wheel, because if that woman is threatened and intimidated by you, she doesn't want to talk to you directly. She doesn't want to hear from you directly, because that part of her still has feelings for him. So she still wants to keep that connection. She still wants to have that access to him being in her face, questioning her. She would rather still have that access to come through him instead of coming through you or whatever. So sometimes you may have to go through him and say, when you get a chance, ask so and so, does she have a problem with me picking so and so up to and from school? Just make sure you guys be the mediator in that if you can. 5, she has unresolved grief about divorce. So true. For a long time, she could just ignore the painful feelings that accompany divorce. She didn't really have to face it. She may even have remarried herself, but she never actually grieved the loss of her marriage and family. Into you, the stepmom, and suddenly it's all real and it's right in her face. Yes, I so agree with number 5. Now, it's one thing when when during the separation, she was by herself, he was by herself. But honey, when he brought you in his life, now it is kind of like a death. It's a death to her. It's kind of like when you lost a loved one, and it's kind of like when a loved one is really, really sick and they don't have long to be here, and slowly but surely you're seeing them deteriorate. You're seeing them you seeing the life just wither. You seeing them withering away. And that's really the same type of concept. Once you as the new woman comes in the picture, the ex-wife looks at it like she's dying, like her last breath is slowly but surely being taken away from her, and it's like a slap in the face. Now keep in mind, it is not your fault. You had nothing to do with what happened and what transpired between them before you got there. Evidently you wouldn't have been in the picture had everything been hunky-dory and fine. But the reality really has sunk in, and for a while it was easy for her to deny those feelings and try to conceal those feelings, and act like I don't give a damn, I'm moving on with my life, I'm happy with my new man, I'm happy, I'm single, whoop-de-doo. Because women, y'all are professional as hell women are professional as hell at being fake. Y'all are it's a lot of bitter women around here that are so fake, walking around trying to act like you're unbothered, trying to act like, oh girl, I am doing well, whoop-de-woo, I don't need no man, I don't care who ended up with my ex-husband, and I don't care who he deal with, I never was feeling him in any way, I've been tired of him, I've been ready to move on. And as soon as this woman comes along, you can't stand her. 9 times out of 10, ladies who are current wives, if the ex-wife hates you and you have not done nothing to her, she's hating the fact that you're with her husband. Bottom line. Because I guarantee you, had you never been with a husband and it was a woman you met at a hair salon or a hair shop, she would be sweet as pie to you. Oh, hi, how you doing? Because there's nothing personal in between. 9 times out of 10, these ex-wives, if you never knew their husbands, I guarantee you, these women wouldn't even be hating you like that. They wouldn't even be so shallow and so mean and bitter to you. They would be just as cool to you if there was no connection. But because you are with their ex-husband, a man who they once upon a time was in love with, in some cases still in love, she is not gonna like your ass. You took something in her mind. You took something valuable from her, even though she was the one who lost it. Rather, if it was him who left voluntarily or she left, bottom line is it didn't work out. But you being there, it really opens up those mental pores and makes her realize that it's real. He's not coming back. He's done with me. He's really moved on. There's no second, third chances. I'm really down for the count now, So it's kind of realize divorce is like a death. It's like a death. It's a tearing. It makes the marriage bleed. It makes the marriage bleed. So it's like a slow death. And what it does, like any other death, you grieve when you lose someone you really love. You grieve. And her grieving becomes even stronger once a woman has came into play. So fellas, get ready. If you're in process of divorcing somebody right now, for all of you newlyweds who are just now coming together and forming a relationship, and you got ex-husband and ex-wives, if you haven't experienced it already, get ready, because some of these things you're going to experience. And if you're blessed and don't have to experience any of them, then thank God. Give him all the praises, honey. Give him all the glory, honey, because there's not too many people out here who gonna dodge that bullet. Now, number 6, you act as a mirror for her. When she looks at your strengths, all she sees are all her weaknesses. Ooh, hallelujah. Praise the Lord. That's an excellent one there. I got to read that one again, y'all. When she looks at your strengths, all she sees are her weaknesses. Now, if that's not some knowledge, okay, free of charge. If she never thought she was a good businesswoman and you own your own business, that insecurity is magnified. Same could be said for your intelligence, physical appearance, age, housekeeping skills, creativity, fashion sense, how much her kids enjoy being around you in your happy marriage. Yes, basically, this already said it all. Everything that you have, basically what it's stating is all of what you're great at, all of what you have accomplished. It is like it magnifies, it makes it more evident to her as to where she was failing. In other words, if she always kept her house nasty, and that was the case with my husband's ex-wife. If she always kept her house nasty, and she comes over one day to pick up little Joey or whatever, and you invite her in, and she sees your house is immaculate, it's clean, it's going to make her feel some type of way, especially when he used to get on her about why you keep the house so nasty, why you don't never like to clean up and this and that. That's going to make her feel like, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah, I now, oh, okay, now I see why he act like he's so crazy about her. Oh, I guess I didn't keep the house clean enough for him. No, not when he came home and found every day and found ketchup stains on the carpet, ravioli, Chef Boyardee spill stains in the microwave. You just been straight nasty. Now this woman here, he done met a woman and handles her business. Now it makes her realize where she was really lacking. Or if you are a woman who always had a good job, if you're married to a woman who has a great job that pays good money and she don't have no job, that'll make her feel some type of way. Oh, okay, I guess when I was with him, because I wasn't making no money, that's maybe he never was really happy. Now I see why he's so happy with her. Oh, because she making all that good money. Basically the ex-wife, whatever you are, as the new wife, it is a reflection of it's a reflection of how she feels about herself. Basically whatever you're good at and she's not good in that area, it basically makes her insecurities provoke her even more. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So as a current wife, you have to realize that ex-wife is bitter because a lot of your strengths is making her weaknesses more evident to her. Everything you're good at, everything you're progressing at. Let's say if you and a husband, and it ain't not always got to be success, y'all. It's not always money, it's not always career stuff like that. It could be your looks, because you look good. You're a very beautiful, attractive woman. Okay? As a woman, let me tell you something. As a woman, we know when another woman is not that cute. We know when another woman is basic, honey. We know a generic broad when we see one, okay? But it's something about when that man you love get a woman that's beautiful and gorgeous, you'll be like, oh, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? It's like a real slap in the face. But if he end up with somebody basic, the bottom of the barrel, girl, look what he got, man. She ain't nothing. She ain't nobody. He picked up that low common denominator girl by. She got 8, 9 kids. Get with somebody that's doing worse than her or has less than her. She will try to really poke at you, really. Oh, that's the best you could do. And I don't know why women are like that. Women do that all the time. That's the best you could do? Really? That's the best you could do? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to fuck up, not fuck down. Excuse my French this morning. I'm not a heavy profanity user, but I thought that was funny. I heard somebody say that before and it just never left me. But I'm serious. Instead of stepping your game up, you step your game down. Ooh, honey, you get with somebody that's uglier than her, got less than her, she will make you feel this small. But get you a beautiful woman, a woman that's educated and classy, and especially when she's on that hood rat, honey, she can't even handle her. She can't even comprehend. You know what I'm saying? She will stay far, 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 far away because she's automatically going to feel like she could never level up to what you have. You know what I mean? So just get ready, ladies. You know, if you're dealing with a man who has an ex-wife, just keep in mind all of your accomplishments reminds her of her failures. All of your strengths reminds her of her weaknesses. Okay, especially if she's a woman who's never really been womanly and not mature enough to accept the fact that, okay, my failures does not define me, does not make her better than me, vice versa. It just means we're different. It just means we have different values or morals or whatever the case is. But insecure healthers, they let their insecurity stand out like a sore thumb every time. So just keep in mind, you act as a mirror for her. 7, she perceives you as doing all the parenting while dad is left off the hook. Oh my goodness, I experienced this one time too. Stepmoms often help their husbands out with tending to the children, household duties, and life in general. That's why a marriage is all about partnership. You shuttle the kids back and forth to school, or help with homework, you schedule appointments, etc. Often this has to do with gender roles, but all mom sees is that at her house she's doing all the work, while at yours you're taking care of the kids and dad does nothing. To me, this is just another petty thing on the fence, because my thing is, as long as he gets the children, it shouldn't matter if the wife has them all the time or he has them all the time. To me, that's just another petty ass, excuse for an ex-wife to have a reason to still be mad or to still be angry. It should not matter if that man is the one working the majority of the time and his wife is home, as long as she's cooking and cleaning and taking care of your children. That's all that should matter. But again, when you're dealing with bitter ass broads, they will make something like this an issue. Why you always leaving the kids on her? You don't need to get the kids if you can't never be there. Now understanding that helpful, that's how you get your child support checks. The man got to work. You know what I mean? You can't have the best of both worlds, sweetheart. And it's a lot of women that piss me off with that. Y'all want the best of both worlds. Y'all want a nigga to pay y'all. Y'all want a man to pay y'all faithfully every month, and then on top of that always have time for children. No, it don't always go that way, honey. Sometimes you got to deal with what's called sacrifices. You may have to deal with getting one and not get the other. That it goes hand in hand, unless you with a man that's a millionaire, and even men who are millionaires, their time is even more so limited for the fact that they have all type of projects going on. They got all type of businesses going on. So either way, and we all know men, the majority of them got a one-track mind. They don't have the gift of multitasking like women. A woman, we can be on the phone, eat, do hair, and type of report at the same time. Men don't have that gift. Y'all are not good multitaskers. Y'all are just not. Well, at least the one I'm married to, I know he's not a good multitasker. He's not. He cannot do more than one thing at once. He loses focus immediately. So a lot of you women, y'all too damn extra. These ex-wives be too extra, and a lot of it has nothing to do with what you're doing and you ain't doing. It's about being petty. It's about I'm miserable, and misery needs company, as most people say. I actually got 3 more. Let me see. Not gym. Yeah, I actually have a few more, but I'm going to save that for part 2, because we're rolling into 40 minutes, and I'm learning that I have to keep my videos the timing of my videos down to a minimum. So I'm going to discuss, I guess, let me see how many more I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yes. So I'm going to save the other 4 reasons for why your husband's ex-wife hates you. Okay, I'm gonna do a part 2 on that, all right, because I don't want to rush through any of this. I want to be very detailed. So a lot of my women out there who are in new relationships, or maybe you've been in your marriage for a long time and you just can't get a grip with this broad, like, why does this woman hate me? Why is she trying to make things difficult and complicated? Well, you know me, your girl Mocha is going to break down all the elements. I'm going to make sure you will be more than well aware as to why this ex-wife has so much has so much resentment, and it's in her feelings when it comes to you and your ex-husband. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, I want to thank all of you for tuning into Cafe de Pedris. I'm going to upload that part 2. Most likely it's probably going to be today, but I'm going to have to leave shortly. I'm going to have to meet with the newscast. I'm actually going to be airing live on WTOC News. There's been an issue with the grave site here near my near it's probably like maybe 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes driving distance. But anyway, there's this graveyard where my brother has been buried for years, and basically the city has allowed the grave site to disintegrate. It has actually turned into a junkyard. People throwing their trash over there. I can't even find my brother's grave. That's just how bad the conditions of the grave site have become. So I figured the best thing to do, instead of complaining and bitching, I'm actually going to go live on the news with it. That way this problem is addressed and it's not swept up under the rug. But I think it's very sad when you have loved ones that are buried in a cemetery and the city is not keeping up with it, and I can't even find his grave because they have allowed all the grass has overly grown because of the weather conditions. It has just become a nuisance. So anyway, I got to mentally prepare myself for that. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it on down, and I'm going to have that part 2 loaded for why your husband ex-wife hates you. And I'm also going to be loading later on after that the dynamic duo that me and my mother did. So I will be chatting with y'all soon. And remember, this is your girl Lady Mocha. I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth. I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge. See you guys soon.